Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be a special video since Weekend just made a how to play Aladdin Jungle video yesterday, and when I saw it, I saw quite a few things that I didn't like for example the build and the starting build that he's telling people to go, and as well as his jungle start, which is not also ideal to go for someone like Aladdin. Now, I am currently number 55 in the world. However, there are 22 people who are ranked above me. Like for example, Infamous Jesse, who has not played since the soft reset happened like around 2 months ago. And since they haven't played, their ranked hasn't reset. So technically, they're 4,000 SR and an Obsidian. So that technically means I am currently ranked number 33 in the world. And I also beat Weekend in the jungle 2 weeks ago when he had the counter matchup against me. So these are my credentials to making this video. So right off the bat, he's telling people to go into to two health potions and one multi-pot. And while going to two health potions is fine, a uh, you never want to go a multi-potion in the jungle because not only will you not have enough slots to pick up the Cyclops Ward and the Scorpion UAV thing, but you're also not really looking to fight that much in the early game as a jungler, and especially the higher rank you go, unless you really, really think you can win the fight versus the other jungler. But it's especially not good for Aladdin specifically because his early game is very, very weak. He wins against almost nobody in the jungle or in the mid lane early game. Now, if you're playing Hercules or like Ymir, who are really, really strong level 1 to like level 3, which they beat most other junglers, then yes, you can go a multi potion if you can actually fight them. But but a good enough player will not try to fight them with this. So do not go the multi potion, but the rest of the start is fine. Now, yeah, so right now he's telling people to go Bumba Dagger, which is actually the best starter to go on him. And he also says that
It's not on here for some reason, but when you upgrade it and you kill a jungle monster, you get 10% more strength and int. You just
so right there, so that right there is correct. For some reason, it's not showing that when you kill something, you gain 10% more strength and intelligence. And since Aladdin has both hybrid scaling, if you collect enough of these rocks, then you'll also increase both. Then you also increase both of the stats here. And this bonus dagger into spear is just way better for your late game, and it's way better for your jungle clear as well.
get more stats. So, yeah, that is a thing.
So
Here, 'cause I was-
so let's get forward a bit. So he is playing a casual game, and since this is a casual game, he actually does make quite a bit of plays in this game that he's only able to get away with because these players are not experienced enough at the game to really counter it. So some of the plays he makes actually do look quite good. If he ever played the way he did in this match versus me or any other top jungler in ranked, he will get behind super far. And the plays that he makes is sort of bad practice or like bad faith for all junglers. Like he does explain how to play this character and his whole kit really well. Like for example, looking for poke late game and then looking to just ult them when you think you can kill them and all that stuff. So he did forget to go a relic here.
I think strength build is just superior. Once you get 4 to 5 items online, you can one combo somebody with a 3-2, meaning you like
I do agree with him here. A full strength build is actually way better for Aladdin. Now full intelligence can work on him as well, but full intelligence is actually better in the very late game because your abilities will hit harder. But the trade-off is that your basic attacks will do less damage, and quite a bit of Aladdin's damage in the early to the mid game relies on his basic attacks. So going full strength, which gives you 100% basic attack power, whereas going intelligence gives you 20% of your into your basic attack, means if you have 100 strength, you do 100 extra basic attack damage. If you have 100 int, you only do 20 more basic attack damage. So going strength is just really, really good right now to go because not only are the items better in the early game, which Aladdin struggles really hard at, but your basic attacks will do more damage to all the minions, all the characters, all the Gold Fairy, the Fire Giant, and the structures. So you should always go for strength. And he also goes 3 health potions, which I do not agree with. You should only go 2 health potions at the most, since you're not really looking to fight enough to use 3 health potions in the jungle before your first back, and it's just a waste of an extra 50 gold. And if you're fighting enough to use all 3 health potions at the start, then something is wrong. Whatever happens in the game is not being correct. So moving on to his jungle start. Now him starting speed here is all fine, but this is where he goes wrong because if we skip forward here, he does a speed buff, he does this ward camp, he goes to the red buff, which may seem all good. Then he rotates to the scorpion. He clears the scorpion. Then he clears these things right here. And now whenever he's not finally done doing all his camps, he's only level 2. And the reason why him doing this start is bad is just because he's level 2 and he's not really gonna grab any farm. Now and the reason why you should hit level 3 before the first to make him spawn, which is spawn at 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you're level 3 whenever they spawn, you are very strong. Now he does make a play here where he
even like Merc or any guy.
yeah, so he does make a play where he splits this mid wave with this mid laner. Then using the pressure, he does go for this. He then goes for this camp. Now this Aladdin he also misplayed because he was level 2 when he came out of the jungle, so his start wasn't good either. Now this may seem really well because you pressure the Raven and then you get this camp. And then later, right here, while all this was happening, this Aladdin did not farm these oracles while they were up, and instead he went to his camp. Now this Aladdin's misplaying because in no world should you shove the mid wave in, get the buff as it spawns, and then still hit this guy over here, and then go to the oracles and get both neutral camps. Because if I was this Aladdin, if I saw him do his start that he did, then I would know that he does not have enough time to have gone to do these camps. So right here, if I see him shove the mid wave in and then go for this buff, I would be level 3 right out of the jungle, and I would go invade his ward camp, do the oracles then clear these. Then I will go and do my camps. Now you may be wondering, how do you hit level 3 at the very start? Well, in order for you to hit level 3, the start that I did in my recent Aladdin Jungle Guide video is I did this ward camp first, then I went to the speed buff, then I cleared these backs, then I cleared this camp, the red buff, then I went to these back harpies, then I did the scorpion, and I still made it in time at a 1 minute and 30 seconds to be at the mid buff. So I was level 3 while I cleared all these camps, and while his start is fine, he did not clear these harpies right here. Now you may be saying, oh, he probably didn't have enough time to clear the harpies. Well, when we look right here, he is currently 1 minute and 19 seconds. If he cleared these camps and with the 11 seconds that he has to spare, clearing these back harpies takes like 5 seconds at the latest. So if he was right here, he'd be 1 minute and 24 seconds. And the play that he wants to make here is actually splitting from your mid laner. And in the flaw that I said earlier, if he goes for this play, then when I go and do the start that I did, I will use my ping so I know that he's over here. And using the ping and seeing him go to the mid lane, I know his camps are up, so I'll invade his stuff while he's doing this. And if he wants to invade me after we do these oracles, he'll see that I already did my ward camp. So if he did this against me, he would fall quite far behind.
And we're just going to go about our normal farm rotation.
And had he done the start that I did, or the traditional start where you go to this and this, he now when he
If I'm in a ranked game,
if he did the start that I did, he wouldn't have to spend time cleaning this because he would have already cleared it.
Tom's telling them
But
to
if he
go
did the other one,
left.
then by the time that he
My team is under the tower.
clears here, now he has this camp that is left up, which he could have cleared earlier. So now he is gonna delay his level 5 power spike just a bit later.
Really bullied. So there is gank potential here, but it's going to be difficult. You see, he's right here.
He is correct about this. This fight could be kind of hard since his Aphrodite is quite low. And this Aladdin's right here. So he's just gonna. So he's currently sitting behind the rock to be patient, which is good by him. His ruler backed up.
I'm just gonna back. I don't want to force a fight here. Afro's too low.
Yep, that's the right play. This ruler also jumped over the wall. They do not want to fight.
Into that item, I'm going into Devos. I always go this tier 2 portion of Devos first, and we're gonna get that beads.
So he is correct about going into the right part right here, because this gives 25 power. This gives 10 power and some lifesteal. You don't care about the lifesteal in the early game, so you always want to build into this to have as much power as you can. Because now he has 25 plus 10. He has 35 power from this, instead of going for the 10 power here and then the 5 power, so he would have 15. And also, I also do not like him going into Devils first. Now going Devils first may sound pretty okay since you can infinitely sack it late game, but I will actually go fully in depth about the build later on. But I will say that the build right now that you should be going is you go Hydra's Lament first, then you go Pendulum Blade second, then you go Crusher third, then Heartseeker, then Titan's Bane. Then for the last item I always go either Avatar's Parachute, which is the high power item, or if I want more survivability in the late game, if I don't want to get one shot, then I will buy a Bloodforge as my last item. So that is the build that you should be going.
Beads is big here. Aegis would also be big here because it's a solo Tsukiyomi who can do a lot of damage, but beads to make sure I don't get Aladdin ulted or Geb comboed is why I'm going for the beads.
So him going for the beads is fine. However, me personally, I would go Aegis like he said because of the Tsukiyomi. Because right now Tsukiyomi is very, very busted, and late game, if he hits all 4 shots of his ult at you, he will pretty much kill you every single time. And the reason why I would also go Aegis is because the only hard CC they have that I'm worried about is this Tsukiyomi stun, which I don't really have to watch out for that much in a team fight. This Aladdin ult, like he said, you want to beat the Aladdin ult, but the thing is, if I'm fighting in an Aladdin mirror, then I will play it to where he will try to ult me first, and whoever ults first and then in a mirror like this will always lose because you're CC immune while you're casting your ult. So if you ult first, your CC immunity will run out by the time my ult is done, so I can just ult you instead, and then you're just screwed. And this Geb, now his 2 knockup and his ult stun can be very annoying in the early to the mid game, but in the late game, what makes Aladdin so strong is if you ult the support late game and your team's the one Fire Giant, if you ult the support who has no CC immunity in his kit, I mean he could ult your ult as well to immune it, but most Gebs most likely won't do it. If you ult the support who has no CC immunity and you 1v1 them inside the lamp, your team will start, the team fight will happen, and your teammates should play to not let them go inside the lamp. And when that happens, you can 1v1 the support easily with your build, and then by the time you're out, you can then play to keep fighting. But me personally, I would go Aegis here.
And then I'm noticing this fight in right. The Yorm is 1 HP.
Now he is almost level 5. Now had he cleared these heartbeats at the very start, he would be level 5 right now.
Not quite 1 HP, but pretty low. So I am going to go look for a gank over here.
So him going for this gank is the right play.
He's level 3.
Because the main reason why this gank can work and why this guy's not backing is because he sees the Yorm backing to base at 1 HP and the mini waves just spawned. And the best time to gank a lane is when the mini waves meet in the middle, and so that's why WEAK3N'S is going for this gank.
Hopefully he doesn't see me. He's Not.
Now he wants to hit level 5 all the way. So,
notice I'm saving my 2 right now. I'm just getting as many autos off as possible. We get a free kill.
so he does kill him here. However, if he was level 5 and for some reason this guy was sort of aware of the gank, then the gank could have been a bit harder.
Always
But
play your abilities for the, especially the range abilities or the ones where, you know, you got a little bit of distance on them. Play for those once the range has been created, right? Like,
he's completely correct about these. So right now he should be going for these, which is good. Because the reason why that you want to always go on these fire burns when they spawn is because they give you a stack of 1 permanent strength and 1 intelligence each. And if you are on these on time every single time and you get them, if you get all the rocks in the game every single time it spawns, then you get 30 strength and 30 intelligence each. And since you are this character scales out both strength and intelligence, you're not only getting, you're actually getting double the value. So for hybrid characters, you should always try and collect as many of these rocks as you can, because you're basically getting 60 more damage per
Not using my 1 return because it's a
per
lower
abilities.
level ability right now.
He is correct. He has his 2 maxed, so he's not gonna use the one extra part of his passive for the 1 to return because it does less damage. Because he's leveling the 2, and the genie punch does the most damage. And for Aladdin jungle, you want to max the 2 because you want your ganks to be as successful as possible. Because the 1 damage when you max it does less than the 2 damage when you max it. But if you're playing Aladdin in the mid lane or in the solo lane or the carry lane for whatever reason, you want to max the 1 to make sure you can clear the wave. It's likely his speed gets invaded. Now right now, if this Aladdin invades his speed buff, that could be good. But he is currently in the mid lane.
Been created, right? Like, don't waste them.
So if you're paying attention,
it's just a big misplay on your part if you do that.
let's just check this Aladdin and see where he goes. He's currently right here, so yes, this Aladdin could potentially invade the speed buff. Now that is one risk that you do take when you go to these camps, but that only happens because he went for the gank here, because these spawn at 3 minutes, and if you look at my videos, I always go to these and then back whenever the speed's about to be up, because his speed buff can get invaded.
Because I went for that gank, so I'm gonna play for the red. I do not like taking blue from soul winners. It's not worth enough golden XP to be splitting. It's not worth enough golden XP to be stealing. If my solo...
He is correct about this. The blue buff has been nerfed quite a bit. However, if you really believe that they're gonna steal your speed buff, he actually has the time to split this blue buff right here, because when the red spawns, let's see when it spawns. He had 4 seconds when he was ordering this thing. So, and the blue buff is very squishy. So if you went to go split the blue, he would be here when it spawns. Now it may seem a bit scummy to farm the blue buff, but he just ganked and killed the Tsukiyomi. So that is technically your tax for ganking the lane. So this Yorm should be grateful that he just killed the Tsukiyomi. So he has no right to complain about the blue buff, and he has the time to go do this. So he could have been just a bit ahead.
Not going to be doing that. I'm gonna back here. I want to get Devos online so I can start these stacks.
So the reason why you don't want to go Devos is because, well, it does give you quite a bit of power late game. You are building into a stacking item, and it's only going to delay your early game power by a lot. Now, he does do quite a bit of damage this game to the enemies anyways, but that's only because he was able to get a big enough lead off of it. Well, just because he played the map just way better than they did. But you don't want to get into a stacking item first as someone whose early game is already really weak. unless you are playing in a competitive match where the games are very slow and there's almost no kills happening, like in the very high-end competitive games. But for casuals and for ranked, you always want to go the build that I said earlier, because you want to do as much damage as you can early.
If you manage to have a really strong early game, oh, that sucks. I wanted the strength. As a mispurchase, I should have waited a second.
He made a small mistake by not going into the other one, but
Devo's
but
online, like 70
he knows about it.
online, and you start killing these fire creeps. Sometimes you can get 1 or 2 rotations of them. They give 5 stacks past 75, which is 40 minion kills.
Now that may sound very good, but
That's each.
you're actually going to be doing less damage overall compared to the other build that I said. So right now, right here, he went for the speed buff, which is fine because it's up. But this is where he makes a misplay, and the misplay only goes well because, well, this is a casual game.
They hit 5. My team doesn't, but
He hit 5. His teammates are both level 4. You can't really see it. His teammates are level 4. These guys are level 5. So that automatically makes this game just a bit worse, because they have the ultimates. But the reason why that him going for this gank while both mid camps are spawning, him going for this gank is not good, because if they have wards right here, they would see him and they will immediately start running away. This guy can use a shield. He can roll out this bonus really fast. She still has the ult if she needs to. So if they have a ward and they see him here, they will immediately run away. And the reason why that I'm highly emphasizing him going for this play is not really good is because if they do have vision here, which they should have some vision here, or if your teammates have a sentry ward right here, so you know it's rewarded, then going for this gank is good. But let's say that they do have wards here, they see him and they immediately start running away. He has no 1 or no 3 to catch up to them. Now he can maybe snipe someone with the ult and then maybe kill him, but that's a huge maybe. And they do have vision, and I'm this Aladdin, and I see him going for this gank, and it goes wrong. Because this gank can go completely wrong if they have vision. If I see him do this while these camps are spawning, I'm gonna hard pressure this mid laner and then take both mid camps. And if he goes for this push, if he goes for this gank and it goes wrong, he doesn't get a kill. He at most splits away from his dual lane, who's already behind. Then he'll be feeling really bad. And if I was level 5, I would be level 6, and I would be slowly catching up to him. So that's why I don't. So this play only goes well because they don't have wards.
So I wish for wealth. I get bonus gold on that kill.
All right, but let's review this gank anyways. Let's say that this was sentryed. So
works is when you pop it, you get a bunch of gold, and then you get bonus gold. I'm gonna ult this guy when he dashes away, I think, unless I can get in front of his rollout. I might get in front of his rollout.
He actually plays this gank really well, and he also pops the wealth wish to get plus 100 gold for each kill, and that is how you should play gank if you know you can kill. But let's imagine the gank goes bad, he can't kill them, they just run away. Both mid camps are now compromised, and I could potentially invade his stuff as well if he's still over here. And that is what I do every single time, because when I play the game, I am constantly looking at the map. And if I see the enemy jungler going for a play like this, I'm just gonna invade his camps, because I know that our camp timers will be mirrored. So if I clear this stuff, then I know that his stuff is up while he's over here. So not only could I get both these camps, but I could potentially invade these two at the very least. And if he was over here and they run off, then then whenever he cleared the speed buff, which was 4 minutes and 24 seconds. If he went for the gank and they immediately start running away, and then say that by 4 minutes 56 seconds he just recalled back to base. Now he has to run. Both mid camps would be down, and in 10 seconds he would probably be around this area. But I could also look to invade it as well. So at 426, he could have spent 35 seconds at the very least not farming, which is very inefficient. But this goes well because they didn't have wards. So he went for a risky play that did end up going well. So he backs right here. He goes for these harpies, which is fine.
People are surrendering early or quitting.
So right now he is now pathing towards these firebrands, but it's been more than a minute. Okay, it has been a minute and 15 seconds since he cleared the speed buff, while the Aladdin was in mid lane. We haven't seen him in the map for a while. For all we know, he could have invaded this stuff, because these camps have been up for a while. So him going for these camps is just very risky, because if they're down, then he just wastes time while this Scorpion camp is up. So so what you should do here is instead farm these harpies, farm this, go to the war camp, and then look for these.
No downside to it, and I really think high res needs to create a downside. So killing these fire minions does not give you bonus stacks. We kill this guy. I do so much.
So the Tsukuyomi doesn't realize he can die here, so he gets a kill.
That's 100 more bonus gold because I still have this buff active. It's a 3-minute buff. But yeah, these do not give the bonus stacks until you have 75. You don't get bonus stacks from jungle bosses until you're at the 75 point. So you still get.
Yeah, he is correct about that, but you shouldn't really build into a
You are not getting the bonus
to a Devour's Gauntlet.
Oh, it's Bologna support.
Yeah, they have a Bologna support for some reason, which I actually thought was the ADC, but I actually think he is the ADC, but he's just in the mid lane for some reason.
No, it's Bologna
Or
okay, I don't know why Bologna ADC is here.
okay, so right here, this soul obviously misplayed because Weaken did show on the map right next to her, because he did show right here, but they weren't paying attention, so they got ganked for free. So he just gets a free kill.
I
No.
don't know why Bologna ADC is here. He's just dead. That's another bonus 100 gold. So my wish is now giving me 550 gold. Strength build early is much stronger.
So I know him going into jungle like this whenever he has the pressure is the right play, because you want to see that the camps are up. So this is good for him.
You get to put out. The int build does not do enough early game damage, and it's extremely noticeable.
Yep, exactly what I said earlier. The int build does way too little damage early game, but it does hit harder late.
I have another minute
but
left, wish, so
but not by that much.
I'll double kill here and just get basically a tier 1 item, tier 1 plus item.
Yeah, so he's looking for another gank because he only has 1 minute left on this, so he looks to gank. So well, yeah, so I will say that even if these guys have wards, they're pushed all the way down here. So him going for this gank is just always good, no matter what. However, if you're very worried about them having wards, then you can always path behind the tower when they can't see you, and then look to gank from the other side. So that is something else you can do.
Oh, yeah, this is good.
Because no one ever wards these sides. Here, plays this gank well. His
ult is done, so we can just play for our item.
This balloon is dead eventually.
He's stunned, dude. So another 2 kills with the buff up, so it's 500.
Alright, this Aladdin severely misplayed because his dual lane just died, and then he just comes in. He sees this Aphrodite's 1 HP, so he sees she's like very low HP, so he wants to kill her. But in no world does this Aphrodite die here.
Make sure we go in here for him.
So this guy.
So I'm now 6-0. That's 4 kills with the buff.
Yeah, so this guy misplays really hard.
And I have 20 seconds, so maybe I can go yoink another kill out of mid or something. I don't think I'm gonna go for it though. I think I'm just gonna wait for the farm. It's 10-0.
Yeah, so him going for the camp invade up here is really good, and he could potentially look for a speed buff invade as well, because he both did the speed buff at the same time.
I'm huge right now as well. An early game like this on Aladdin, getting a good wish off early is a difference maker for this god. Like, it is truly the.
And even if you do pop the wealth wish, and you don't get a single kill or assist during the whole time, or you die as soon as it happens, you still get 250 gold for free, which is still a win. So every time you pop the wealth wish, it's always a win, no matter what.
I'm gonna have a stamina.
So he didn't go for the speed buff invade, which is fine because it could be kind of risky because the soul could also meet up. So him going for his speed buff in his camps
Game,
is
as
the
long
right
as
play.
I'm gonna have a regular game, it's the wish. Getting kills early with the wish up,
All right.
just kind of a GG right at that moment if you get an early lead on Aladdin. It's just very uncommon, I guess.
So I know his team is 7,000 gold up. So
It shouldn't be common.
at this
He's gonna
point,
get a ton of kills,
it
like,
doesn't
it's
really
gonna be a really
matter
good game.
what really happens because he should pretty much guarantee win
Really
anyways.
unfortunate that they're gonna surrender this game though. There's just no way. It's 11-0. I don't even blame them for this kind of a stomp.
So they get both the mid camps here, which is
But I do think Gold
good.
surrenders
But
should
one thing that I said before, he could have he could have farmed the Scorpion camp down here, but he didn't. So the Scorpion camp's been up for a long time, which will feel really bad because the Scorpion camp is worth a lot of gold and XP. It's like it's like 100 gold and like some large amount of XP. But I know it's more gold than the oracles. He ults a gap here, which is actually okay. This ult is actually both really good and really bad because of what I said earlier. Okay, because he just uses ult so he can't CC immune it. But look where he ults this guy. He ults him inside of the tower to where this Merlin cannot really step in, because if he does, then he'll get shot at the tower right next to the soul. So right now, in this Aladdin's here, so if they realize that, oh, he just lamped our Geb inside the tower, this Merlin can't really step in, then they should immediately come in here and just shut Weaken down in a 1 versus 3. Now he can maybe get a kill out of now he can maybe get a kill on the Geb, but right now with 6-0, potentially 7-0 if he kills the Geb, he has a huge shutdown bounty. So if this soul and this Aladdin come in and this Aladdin kills Weaken right here, then this Aladdin will get a huge shutdown bonus because he's 3 levels ahead and he is almost back in the game. So him going for this level 7 Geb kill is a huge misplay, but yeah, but this soul and this Aladdin don't recognize it. All right, look how much gold Weaken got for this very, very, very risky play.
Anyone else came in here, we can kill him.
Because the more levels you have over someone, the less worth they are. He got 50 gold and 68 XP. This Geb was worth 2 minions, so he severely risked his huge lead and his life for 2 minions, pretty much, just to get this one Geb. Now this only goes well because these guys didn't realize that they could have done this. Hence why I'm also making this video, because you don't want to ult somebody inside the tower like this when there's people around. You always want to make sure your ults can be done whenever the enemy team can just all the power in and then beat you up for it. But it goes well anyways, and then I do remember what this guy does. For some reason, this guy jumps in at 1 HP versus a level 11 Aladdin who's this much health. So this guy is severely misplayed. Because if he had just jumped away, he would have lived.
No idea why he went back in there.
Yeah, no clue what this guy was thinking, but
Transcendence early is bad. Transcendence and Thoth first item is bad. Second, third item is good. Fourth item might be a little late, but you stack those items based on damage done to minions.
Now he is correct about that. You don't really want to build Transcendence or Big of Thought on this character as your first item, nor do you really want to go into second item's first item on Aladdin anyways. And that's because of the argument that I said earlier. So if you do want to get a second item like Transcendence, then you should always go with third or fourth, because the more damage, the more power items you have online, the more damage you do, and the more damage you have, the faster you stack it. So he is correct about this.
The gods, whatever. You're gonna do way more damage an item in a few levels in than you are early game. So I do not like Transcendence first, and I do not like Thought first. Like I'm building Transcendence.
So I know this Aladdin has no power, and so would Weaken if he was the same level with Devos, but he has a huge lead, so it won't really matter.
If they don't surrender, I think they definitely surrender because I'm up 3 to 4 levels on everybody.
Yeah, they should surrender right here because this is kind of unwinnable. Alright, that's a good gank on the soul, but this whole time, this Scorpion has been up, but he is, but with the current state of the game, he is fine to look for an invade. So what he does right here is he does pressure them in, and then he goes to invade the jungle. If you have to pressure as a jungler, you always want to check the camps up here.
Yep.
So this is the best play by him.
Oh, if I'd have charged that, I could have killed him. That was a misplay.
Yeah, he accidentally
That was a misplay.
he dropped a kill by he accidentally dropped a kill.
Nice ult,
That
bro.
just happens
Got me.
to the best of us.
Still just playing for this, this red buff.
He could have
could've
potentially
maybe
played the
killed him,
Geb,
but
but like I said earlier, this Geb's worth 2 minions. It's not really worth doing.
It's 15 to 1. Surrender vote's coming through any second.
And then Merlin got him anyways.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them for letting the vid go through. I mean, games
So
like
right now, this is a
this is
a potential huge misplay that I see a lot of players do. Right now, there are 3 people looking to gank the solo laner while the Gold Fury is up. Now, they can get away with this play because they have a huge lead, but I've seen this happen way too many times, and I've always punished people for it. If the jungler, the solo laner, and the support all come to gank the solo laner, there's 3 people on this side of the map, which means there's only 2 maximum people to be here on the Gold Fury. And if there's 3 people on the solo lane, then the enemy team should always rush to go for the Gold Fury in a 4 versus 2 scenario at best. And it's almost always a guaranteed Gold Fury for them. So never do this play unless the Gold Fury is down, because the support should always be on the Gold Fury in the Pyromancer whenever they're up until the FG spawns later on. So never go for a 3-man gank on the solo lane while Gold Fury is up. He actually misplaces really hard here. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't use his speeds or his ults, which I won't critique him for because I've actually done this so many times. So that's just very.
I'm terrible.
So that's very unlucky for him, but it doesn't matter. But that's what I said before. He has a huge shutdown bonus. This guy almost got 2 levels off of it. I guarantee you this Tsukuyomi is almost on the way to hit level 11 right now because he had a huge shutdown bonus. Had he killed the Tsukuyomi here, he would have split a level 9 kill between 3 people, which still would have been bad, because the reason why is because these firebrands are up, all these camps are up, so him going for this very low worth kill did end up okay. The worst possible thing that could have happened ended up happening, and that's what I mentioned before on the first gank on the duo lane. If they had wards and they went away, he would have lost both mid camps easily and would have started falling behind. And this is what I tell every single person that I have taught before in the past, is that you should always go for your camps first and then look for a gank after. Because had he gone for his camps, he would have been level 14 if he farmed all of this stuff. Whereas him going for the gank, well, he did drop the kill. The risk of the worst possible scenario that could happen, which is him dying, did end up happening. And it kind of doesn't matter how careful you are. The most random things can happen in every single game, so...
Maybe they don't surrender now. I just made Tsukuyomi huge. I gave him a 9 kill. That was all planned. I wanted them to maybe not surrender.
Yep. You want to give them some hope to not surrender the game, so you can keep playing more.
Maybe. So I don't like going Heartseeker in this slot. In these 3 slots, or sorry, these 2 slots. I like going it last. It scales off of your strength, and you really notice it when you hit full build. I swear you don't notice that damage until you're like full build.
I do not agree with this, and the reason why is because if you buy Heartseeker 4th item, it is one of the strongest damage items you can go 4th slot. Because while it does scale with strength, like you said, you still have enough strength at 4 item slots, even with the build that I have, which is actually a bit weaker 3 items than these 2. Well, then these 3 items combined when fully stacked. But at 4th slot, Heartseeker is one of the best damage items in the game because it still does a good amount of damage to squishies, but but also does good damage to the tanks as well. Now, as a jungler, you may not be looking to hit the tanks, but you usually will at some point. So going Heartseeker is actually really good to go 4th item, and then.
So I'm gonna play for Titan's Bane next. Get my pen online first. Always go pen first when you're going it. Don't buy the strength one.
I disagree with him here. Now he's saying to go this 10% pen thing first
Get my pen online first. Always go pen
instead
first.
of going for the this one which gives you 35 strength. And the reason why that I disagree with them is if you do want to go Titan's Bane fourth item, then you should really only build it if they're a very tanky team. Like let's say the support's tank, the solo laner is a tank, and the warrior is also going a tank. And then you should go Titan's Bane fourth slot, and then you can go into this because they'll have 3 tanky people. But this isn't a full damage Aladdin jungle, and this Tsukiyomi is going full damage. So there's no reason for him to go Titan's Bane right now. Because 35% pen versus only one tank, a very far behind tank at that, this is not going to give him much value. The Heartseeker will do way more than than Titan's Bane, and it's also 100 gold cheaper, and it gives you mana for this build, which scales off Transcendence. So he's misplaying by going Titan's Bane here because they're not tanking enough yet. But this Heartseeker will.
Don't buy the strength one.
Yeah, but the Heartseeker will give him more power overall and for cheaper.
So you notice it's almost 12 minutes to 11 and a half minutes. I've got 50 stacks. If I farm correctly here, I might, like I have power farm. Like I'm dashing through, moving quickly, only killing minions. I might be able to kill the jungle bosses twice. I think it'll only be one.
He actually could have killed the jungle bosses twice had he not gone for the gank on the Tsukiyomi. But
this also counts as a jungle boss. So killing
the shit happens. The worst case scenario happened, and he accidentally died. Right, he should go for this because it's only 4,000 HP. When you're this far ahead, if you have 200 power at 12 minutes, and this is only 4,600 health, you can easily sell this by yourself, and that's like an extra like 500 gold for your team. So you should go for that. But it doesn't really matter because he's just very huge right now. So he's just looking for farm right now. This is fine. I'd say does he farms this as well. He checks the oracles. So right now.
So I'll get one rotation of fire creeps.
So right now his mid laner is in the right lane. So he's not gonna come join them in the gank. Instead, he's going to push his wave, which you should always do. If your mid laner is not in the lane, or this applies to all laners, if they're not in the lane, but you're nearby, then you can clear the way for them. And the reason why you want to clear the way for them, now you may push the wave up a bit, but you want to make sure all this golden XP from this mini wave is not lost. So, and there's nothing for him to do. He cleared all the camps. He can't really gank to Bologna because she's all the way over here and the fight's happening over here. So this is the best thing for him to do right now.
I'm not even sure who did them. It was probably the Tsukiyomi. They're so easy to clear now. Interesting choice. Yeah, we're at 75.
So the Soul's here. There's a fight happening right. So he should rotate over.
To see for mid rotations. I also like to ward the opposite side. It picks up jungle rotations a lot too.
Yep. The best ward spot in the game to know where the jungler is right here, where my mouse is. You can't. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can cover the speed buff with this camp, and as well as this whole corridor, which can tell you which side of the map this jungler's gonna go after they do the speed buff. So yes.
Nice. So how long do we have on these? Like a minute.
So looking for
So yeah,
for deep wards is always good.
I'd like to dive, but I don't. Oh, yeah.
All right.
He wants to surrender.
Yeah. Yeah, so this guy most likely he either thought he could kill the Yorm here, or he's just completely done with the game. But this is what I said earlier. I'll show you this other example. He's level 7. No, he's level 9. A kill split between 4 people, and he only got 8 gold for it. This is a third of a minion. So while it may look good for your KD, if you ever do have this big of a lead, don't bother going for the support who's very far behind, especially with other people nearby, because 8 gold?
He wants to surrender.
8 gold. That is nothing.
Notice, once you get 75, it takes 8 minion kills to get 1 stack. Okay? So like I said, these count.
So
40
he
kills each.
so
Each
he just stay around here, I think, for these camps
You see
to
75,
showcase.
87,
So right now he has 87 stacks, which
I don't know,
is
my math is off by
okay.
12 stacks, and I feel like
But I will talk about the build right after.
I'm gonna go
Alright,
for
let's see
like
what he does here.
this guy playing no knockup Geb is so stupid.
Oh, he went the aspect Gib support, so that's also actually reason why you should not go. Well, that's also actually reason why I wouldn't go beads, cause that means the only CC that they have, the only crowd control they have that I would be worried about is a Tsukiyomi stun on his 2, which I actually forgot what build he's going. If he's going in, then it's even worse. But Tsukiyomi stun, Bellona ult, and Aladdin lamp. Now the only one that you should worry about the most at that point would be this guy's lamp. But if you play it right, you can always ult his ults and be good with it. And the best way to play an Aladdin mirror when you have the lead is to wait for them to ult somebody in a team fight, and then you ult someone else, so you both get inside the lamp at the same time, and then you can win the fight.
All right, misplay on my part.
Alright, so he ults this Aladdin as soon as he was about to land, which is really good because he can't react in time. So this guy with a 4 level,
Your Aladdin can't ult another Aladdin.
who's 4 levels down, is just dead. For some reason, this soul stays around, which is a huge misplay by her, so she gets
I'm not
punished.
gonna use the knockup there. I want to make sure I have extra damage if anyone wants to fight me.
That's really good because he didn't use this part of the passive for his 3 to just kill the soul, because 3 would have killed anyways. And if someone does show up, he'll have the genie punch ready.
Aladdin, and Aladdin cannot ult another Aladdin inside of the ultimate. Once you're in
Yep.
the ultimate, you're in there. If the Aladdin's outside the ultimate and ult somebody, you will all end up in the same Aladdin lamp.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly what I said earlier. In a mirror, you'll both end up in the same lamp if you both ult 2 different people at the same time. So right now, I think his team surrenders soon, at least they should. Yeah, he catches Sky Liking, and he's just dead. So right now, he's actually misplaying by not telling his team to go for the Gold Fury, but they're just so far ahead anyways.
Should be like 2,800. I think 3,100 is way too much. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, they should buff those items because they're really
It's such a
expensive.
quick game, but in reality, everything I was just doing, usually you just do a little later in the game. I had a really good
Mhm.
snowball. I think that's the build. The rest of the build will be on Smite Source. It'll be
So, so thanks to the lead he had, he was able to do things a bit quicker. Now I'm gonna move on to the build section. So moving on to the build portion of this video, I will be reviewing both builds, the one that Weekend made and the one that IcyyCold. So this is the exact build that Weekend went in this video, and I did give myself 97 stacks of Devour's Gauntlet, which is probably what he would have had in a 40+ minute game. So now I have 398 power, or I have 398 strength. So I'm gonna use my one on this Cuckoo, then use it back. Since in the late game you want to look for poke like that on people before a fight starts, and that did 848 to Cuckoo with Weekend's build. Now this Ymir tank has 200 protections. These 70 base protections, which is actually more for Guardian, he may have around 80. So he has like at least 200 protections, maybe 210. So let's see the damage to the Ymir. 525 Ymir with Weekend's build. Now there's also the Boom of Spear passive, which will just give you 10% more power. So now, so this will actually mess up the time reverse, so we'll have to wait. So now using the passive, we'll see that it now does 903 to the Cuckoo with this build. And I'm gonna do the same with the Ymir. And so the damage to the Ymir is now 561 to him. Now that's actually pretty good damage. However, you can actually get more damage with the build that I run, and the reason why that I go the build that I do is because let's move these things around. So this is the build that I usually run after you set the lamp. You want to get this item after his parachute because it gives you so much strength in the late game team fights. So with this build, all right, let's reset this guy real quick so he has full health so he doesn't die. So now we have 390 strength, which is actually like 5 or 6 that's strength than Weekend's build. But now let's use the one on this Cuckoo. 930 my build to the Cuckoo. That is already okay. That's already doing 82 more damage to the Kokoken, and the reason for that is because of Crusher, and now it is 576 to the Ymir. So this is 49 more damage to the Ymir, and if you notice as well, with Weekend's build, with the 10% power buff that you get from the starter, my build is still doing more than when you have the buff on it without having the bonus spear buff. So I'm gonna test the bonus spear thing now. And so now at a 994 to the Cuckoo, V-Spear buff.
Record.
Now to the Ymir, it did 614. Ymir V-Spear buff. So it's doing 53 more damage with the spear buff, but I have not used Avatar's Parachute yet. So now I'm gonna have both bonus spear buff and Avatar's Parachute working at the same time. Alright, let's see just how much damage it did. That did a lot. 1,193 to the Cuckoo with both buffs up. So with both of this up, you're doing almost 345 extra damage to the Kokoken, which is a lot of extra damage, obviously.
To me.
Now testing the Ymir, 740. So not only does this build do more damage late game, but you also get more cooldown rate with Crusher. Because with this build you have 35 cooldown rate, and the more cooldown rate you have, the sooner your ult is up, the sooner your things are up. And so that sums up the build portion of this video. Now this is pretty fun to make, and this isn't to the main Weekend skill at the game or anything. He's still really, really good. He's actually one of the best junglers that I actually fight whenever I do fight him in ranked. But that game was not the best example for playing Aladdin jungle, because it was a casual game, and he made so many plays that he almost never makes when he's actually tryharding in the ranked game. So that's why I made this video. So I hope you guys learned quite a bit here. And if you're still here and if you want more videos like this, then be sure to leave a like. And I'm also streaming every single day from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. midnight East Standard Time. So I would really appreciate if you guys do come to hang out. I pretty much make play-by-play videos for almost every single game on stream. If you enjoyed watching, then leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.